Lutheran, but I'd be tempted to be here. I want to thank you. As a legislator, I want to thank you for your interest in the issue of homelessness and for your involvement in the issue. Now, government has a role to play, but we're not going to be able to end homelessness or end poverty unless communities, faith communities, business communities, all aspects of the community get engaged and involved. I've been dealing with the issue of homelessness now for over 30 years as a public official. I was mayor of Moorhead for a total of 22 years, city council member for 6 years before that. And back in the early 80s, we saw an alarming increase in homeless people in our community. And we worked with the folks from Dorothy Day to get a Dorothy Day facility in our community that's still there today and doing well. And we found it wasn't meeting the need. We still were having increasing numbers of homeless people in our community. And so I challenged our faith community back almost 25 years ago now to get involved, like you are involved. And they responded. They responded remarkably well. And ever since, we've had an organization that has a shelter called Churches Unite for the Homeless. And it's the churches of Moorhead and Fargo in our community, metropolitan area, that make up that important facility. And we also noticed back then that all the folks that were trying to do good things to help people who were homeless weren't communicating with each other, weren't collaborating with each other. And I challenged them. I said, look, folks, you've got to come together and communicate so that people don't fall between the cracks. And that if we've got a gap in our service that we're providing, trying to respond to the need of the homeless, you've got to be working together to fulfill that. And that has been going strong. Communities like this one, like mine, need shelters. Shelters are very important, but shelters aren't the ultimate answer, as you all know. We need to help more people work their way out of poverty, and I'll say more about that in a moment. And we need supportive housing to help people provide more long-term housing to meet their needs. And I'm proud of the fact of what we've done in Moorhead. In fact, we just opened another supportive housing facility here back this past fall. And I'm currently carrying a bill that will add more state resources to help communities do these supportive housing projects. So I am committed to this goal of ending homelessness, long-term homelessness in our state. That's a worthy goal. We've made some good progress, and we thank Governor Pawlenty for his leadership, and I know that Governor Dayton will also be providing leadership in helping us achieve that goal. But we need your help. We need your involvement. I was been involved in another long-term goal. I've served as a member of the Commission to End Poverty in Minnesota by 2020. And we traveled the state of Minnesota for the better part of 2 years, talking to people who were living in poverty, talking with those who were trying to help people living in poverty. And throughout that experience, we heard time and time again people say to us, people who were in poverty, saying, you know, we're not looking for handouts, we're looking for a handout. We're looking for communities to be engaged in helping us work our way out of poverty. And so, in our commission report, and if you have not read that, I hope you do, it was released by our commission back in 2009. And this past legislative session, I introduced a bill to help move forward some of the recommendations in that commission report. It's called the Ladder Out of Poverty Task Force. I'm currently co-chairing that along with Senator Michael Jungbauer. We're the co-chairs. It's a bipartisan effort, just as the commission was. And we're going to be coming forward with legislation. We've already introduced legislation to help communities get more engaged in helping people work their way, climb their way out of poverty. And so I commend that effort to you. We look for your recommendations and suggestions as we go forward. Just to conclude, I think I got 1 minute left, so thank you for the reminder. To say something about the budget. This budget problem of ours is not a short-term problem. This problem is here for a long time to come. Unfortunately, I'm sorry I have to say that, but it's true. You see, our economists told us that over the next 25 years, we're expecting our revenues to grow by about 3.9% a year, which is not bad. But our health and human service costs are projected to grow an average of 8.5% a year. And guess what? That eats up all of that additional revenue. And so for next year, now for the next biennium, our revenues are going up 5%, our health and human service costs 27.5%. And those numbers don't compute. And so what we're going to have to be about, in order for us to have money to take care of people who can't take care of themselves, and you all know who they are, we all know who they are, people who can take more responsibility for themselves are going to have to. If we don't do that, we're not going to be able to solve this budget crisis. So thank you for being here and for your commitment.